Hello, my name is Caden. This is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. Well, you see three guns right here, and I talk a lot about if your tactics, if your knowledge isn't evolving, you're kind of stagnant. And I have recently come to the conclusion that past defensive tactics need to change, and here it is. If you'll see right here, this is my Mossberg 590. This is a new acquire. This is a Smith and Wesson 15 Sport. It is the Gen 1, if you want to call it a Gen 1, pre-January of 2012 AR. This is an 8-in-1 barrel, and I'll get to the others. Here is a Sega AK-47 chambered in 223. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. I am retiring this guy as far as my main home defense artillery piece, auxiliary artillery piece, and is substituting it with the Smith and Wesson Sport. People are going to say, well, Jeff, you are making the leap. Yeah, I am finally making the leap. I think it actually makes sense now in a lot of aspects. This is a very light gun, okay? This, 30 rounds. Here we're dealing with 7 rounds, okay? Even though I have a saddle on it. And I hate displaying rifles, you know? I don't know. Has a saddle on it, ghost side rings, has a light here, okay? I'm retiring it for the simple fact of maneuverability. I am now in a house that is going to be requiring more maneuverability. For privacy issues, I'm not going to tell you why this house requires more movability on my part compared to my home in California, where I can basically bunker down and defend a choke point like a hallway door frame or staircase, and then go from there. Some of the other questions I'll probably be getting is, why are you going with the absolute bottom line of manufacturer with the Smith and Wesson compared to a very good grade of shotgun with this Mossberg 590? And the answer is quite simple. This Smith and Wesson has performed magnificently. All right. This is the Gen 1. It is an 8-in-1. It doesn't have a forward assist and no dust cover. Okay. It's extraordinarily light. I've put 300 rounds to this thing already, and I haven't had one failure whatsoever. I am very confident in the fact that this thing could do me very good. Again, it has a 30 rounds, and if you want to do the ballistic thing and you over-penetration ninnies who are very concerned about over-penetration, again, I have many videos on that. Over-penetration isn't an issue. It's where your lead is flying during your defensive position, like a hallway door frame or staircase, and knowing where the lead is flying. In general, I'm just going to say, in general, if you miss your target and you're using some kind of a VMAX to home defensive round where the bullet shreds apart as it's going through drywall, in general, you're going to have less interior wall penetration with a defensive 223-556 round compared to double odd buck. 9 rounds of double odd buck. Okay, and that is the main purpose of why I am switching. Again, if you don't change your tactics because of what may seem, well, put it this way, what I haven't said for a long time, what may seem bright 6 months ago doesn't seem very bright now, okay? That is the thing. I have an AK-47 up here. Why am I not using it? This thing is ridiculously loud. I have never shot that one within a building or, a ceiling and a floor, but it's ridiculously loud. And if you use the word AK-47 against the broccoli stalks in the jury, you may have certain biases toward it. It has some glass there, and a light there. It has everything that I really need to do the interior defense. But again, it's all about perception. If you go in, you tell grandma and soccer moms and the chronically unemployed, as far as your jury is concerned, and you go in there and you say that you defend your home with an AK-47, they'll say, isn't AK-47 a weapon of war? And whether that is a correct perception or not, it's really not the point. It is the preconceived first initial impression of the person that you're really talking to in the jury pool. There's enough evidence right now that that an AR-15, although that the media has tried to vilify it, it really has become an acceptable form of a home defense. And I want to tell you a little bit about why I have gotten to the Gen 1. Gen 1 is an 8-1, a rotation. Anything that's made after January of 2012, as far as the sport, is going to be a 9-1. The dust cover, to me, it is kind of ridiculous. Because this is going to be an interior gun, I'm not going to be out in the desert with it and tromping around for days on end, being in snowstorms and dust storms and whatever thing else like that. Because I've dealt with other weapons that didn't have dust covers. Anybody ever seen this? The Beretta 92 FS M9, whatever you want to call it. Look, no dust cover. This hasn't had a dust cover, and it's been a very good weapon over the years, over the military, police, whatever you want to call it. So not having a dust cover on this seems kind of silly. Yes, if I was in Afghanistan or in a desert or tromping around mud, yeah, I can understand it, but I'm not going to be doing it. No forward assist. Even though that when I was in the military, the unit that I had didn't really deal with guns and maritime. Well, I'll just say it, Coast Guard. I was in the Coast Guard way back when. I only touched an M16 twice, and that was each year's qualification. I never had to really deal with it. All right, I've never dealt with forward assists on it, and I just don't see really the need of it. And I can just rip one out if I do have any kind of a seating issue. But the AR-15 with the VMAX style round is more than likely going to take the person out of the fight quickly. And in general will have lower wall penetration than a shotgun, a buck ammo. Okay, that's what we're really looking at. So this gun has already proved itself. It's 300 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and put it in service, and I'm going to slowly change it over a period of time. I'm not going to, probably the charging handle, maybe the hand grip right here, maybe a cheek guard or change this thing out. I don't know. Well, it's definitely going to have some kind of light on it for interior use. In the past, I've debated about not having straps on it. If I do have a single mount strap, the question has always been, do you want to have a strap on your rifle for interior defense because it hangs up on doorknobs all the time, especially those doorknobs that are, the handle, not the round knob kind of thing. So those are the situations that you really want to take a look at. I have a lot of fun shooting this AK-47. It's a lot of fun. It's much heavier than the Smith and Wesson, but I am retiring the Mossberg 590 shotgun, 12 gauge shotgun, because I think it is now time that the technology and bullet technology and the court system has a good enough body of evidence that AR-15s are not a weapon of war, especially when you're dealing with the interior self-defense of your home, protecting your family. Okay? Again, we are always growing. If we do not change our tactics over a period of time, you may need to take a look at it that you're not growing. You're not learning other new ways because technology changes, techniques change, tactics change, law changes, and we just go from there. My name is Jeff. This is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. I hope this helped. Look, no dust cover.